Working through challenges or questions with God can be really tough. We want to know how it's going to work out. We want the answers. But a lot of times we want to skip the work it takes to actually get those answers. Have you ever felt like this? Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right and nothing is changing? Sometimes God is leading us, but we're not fully sure what He's saying yet. Have you ever felt that? Something lasts longer than you want. A question doesn't get answered, or a struggle keeps coming back. And it can start to feel like something's maybe wrong. But the Bible shows us something different. In Genesis 32, Jacob isn't wrestling over just one simple request. It's a lot deeper than that. He's about to face his brother Esau, who he wronged years earlier. He deceived him, he took his blessing, and he ran away. So now he's coming back, and guess what? He's afraid. So underneath the wrestling, Jacob is dealing with three things. The first is fear. He doesn't know what Esau is going to do. The second is guilt. He knows what he did was wrong. And the third is control versus trust. He spent his life trying to control outcomes, and guess what? Now he can't. So what is this wrestling really about? It's about blessing, identity, and learning to depend on God. At one point, Jacob says, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." He's not just asking for safety. He's clinging to God. And God changes his name to Israel, showing something deeper inside of him has changed. So, simply put, Jacob is wrestling with his past, his fear of the future, and his need to trust God. And in that moment, God isn't pushing him away. It's the opposite. He's meeting him and he's changing him. But here's the question. Why would God wrestle with him at all? The answer is because God didn't need it. Jacob did. This wasn't about God winning a fight. It was about God doing something inside of Jacob. Jacob has spent his whole life striving, grabbing, controlling, fighting for outcomes. So God decided to meet Jacob in a way he would understand, in the middle of his struggle. And then he weakens him so he can finally stop trying to control everything. That's the turning point. Jacob stops fighting against God and starts holding on to him. I won't let go unless you bless me. That's dependence. And that moment changes his entire identity. He goes from control to trust, from self-reliance to dependence, from who he was to who God was making him to be. So don't miss this part. God didn't wrestle Jacob because he needed to. He did it because Jacob needed to be changed. And sometimes we do too, because struggle is often the place where we finally learn to hold on to God. So if you feel like you're wrestling with God right now, don't see that as a bad thing. It is not. Stay with him. Keep praying, because this is where God is changing you the most.